Hannah's love story. Hannah was 33 years old and worked as a nurse at a busy hospital. Every day, she helped sick people, and she loved doing it. She worked long hours, sometimes during the day and other times at night. Even though her job was hard, it made her feel good because she knew she was making a difference. Hannah lived alone in a small apartment. She didn't have many friends and was single. Life was quiet for her, but she enjoyed the peace. Her only close family was her mother, who lived in a small village. Hannah visited her mother often, especially since her mother was getting old. She liked helping her mother and felt happy spending time with her. Hannah's life was simple, but it was also a little lonely. She worked a lot and didn't have much time for anything else. Most days, she was too tired to do anything after work, but she didn't mind. Helping others made her feel fulfilled. She didn't expect anything more. Then one day, something changed. A new doctor joined the hospital where Hannah worked. This change would make her life more complicated in ways she had never imagined. The doctor name was Michael. He was 2 years younger than Hannah, just 31 years old. He was tall, with brown hair and bright blue eyes. Michael was very handsome, and his smile made everyone feel comfortable. Michael was friendly and kind to everyone. The nurses at the hospital liked him right away, including Hannah. He always smiled and talked to everyone. His warm and gentle nature made him popular with the staff. He was easy to talk to, and people felt good around him. Hannah, however, felt different. She was not very confident about her appearance. She didn't think she was anything special. She was just an ordinary woman. She didn't have fancy clothes or long, beautiful hair like the other nurses. She never expected someone like Michael to notice her. But then, something surprising happened. Michael started to talk to her more. He would smile at her every day, ask how she was doing, and make small talk. At first, Hannah thought it was nothing, just friendly behavior. But then she began to realize something. Michael seemed to take a special interest in her. This was confusing for Hannah. Why would someone like Michael, who was so good-looking and friendly with everyone, want to talk to her? She was surprised. She didn't know how to feel. Was he just being nice, or was there something more? She couldn't stop thinking about him. It was starting to feel like something was changing in her life, but she wasn't sure what it was yet. As days passed, Michael began to show small but kind gestures. He would often offer to give Hannah a ride home after work. Hannah was surprised at first, but she appreciated it. His car was nice, and the ride gave them time to talk. They would talk about many things: their work, their families, their dreams. Michael was easy to talk to, and Hannah found herself enjoying their conversations more and more. He always asked how she was doing and listened to her with care. It felt like he truly cared about her. Sometimes, Michael would bring Hannah a cup of coffee or tea at work. They would sit together in the cafeteria, chatting during lunch. The more they talked, the more they connected. Hannah started to look forward to seeing him every day. Each conversation made her feel happier. She began to notice that she was thinking about him even when they weren't talking. She liked how kind he was and how comfortable she felt with him. It was like something was growing between them, something she couldn't ignore. She realized that she was starting to like him more and more each day. But Hannah also started to feel confused. Why was Michael being so nice to her? He was kind to everyone, but his gestures towards her felt different. She didn't want to get her hopes up, but the more they spent time together, the harder it was to ignore the connection they shared. It was like something special was beginning, but Hannah didn't know where it would lead. One day, Michael asked to talk to Hannah. He looked serious, and Hannah felt nervous. She sat down with him, wondering what he wanted to say. Then Michael spoke. "Hannah, I need to tell you something important," he said. Hannah looked at him, waiting for him to continue. Michael took a deep breath and said, "I'm married." Hannah was shocked. She didn't know Michael had a wife. Her heart started to race. "You're married?" she asked, her voice soft. "Yes," Michael replied. "I've been married for 5 years. My wife's name is Laura." Hannah couldn't believe it. She thought Michael was different. He seemed so kind and caring. But now it was clear there was more to the story. "Why didn't you tell me before?" she asked, still in shock. Michael lowered his eyes, looking sad. "I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to lie, but I didn't know how to explain everything." He paused for a moment before continuing. "Hannah, my marriage is not a happy one. Laura and I don't have the same connection. We don't spend much time together. We are different in so many ways." Hannah listened quietly, her mind racing. She had no idea Michael felt this way. "But why did you spend time with me?" she asked softly. "Why did you want to be with me if you're married?" Michael looked at her with sadness in his eyes. "You make me feel alive, Hannah. With you, I can be myself. You listen to me, and I feel understood. Laura and I, we don't have that." Hannah was confused. She liked Michael so much, but she didn't want to be a part of his problems. She didn't want to be the reason for any more hurt in his life. Yet at the same time, his words made her feel special. She didn't know what to think. Her heart was torn. Michael's confession left her with so many questions. Should she walk away? Or should she keep spending time with him? She needed time to think. The truth had changed everything, and she wasn't sure what would happen next. Hannah felt confused and sad. She couldn't stop thinking about what Michael had told her. He was married, but he still spent so much time with her. Why? She didn't understand. She asked herself, why does he like me? He has a beautiful wife, Laura. She is kind and looks perfect. Hannah couldn't stop comparing herself to Laura. She was just an ordinary woman, not as beautiful or perfect as Laura. So why was Michael so interested in her? Every time she thought about it, she felt more and more conflicted. On one hand, she didn't want to hurt anyone. She didn't want to be the reason for problems in Michael's marriage. On the other hand, she enjoyed the time she spent with him. When they talked, she felt happy and alive. Michael made her feel special, something she hadn't felt in a long time. She started to wonder, what should I do? Should I keep spending time with Michael? Or should I stop to avoid hurting someone? Hannah was stuck. She didn't know how to handle the situation. She wanted to follow her heart, but she also knew that her choices could hurt others. She was torn between her feelings for Michael and the guilt she felt about his marriage. The more she thought, the more confused she became. She knew she had to make a decision, but she didn't know which one was the right one. One day, Hannah went to the supermarket to buy some food. She was walking down the aisles when she heard a familiar voice. It was Michael. She turned and saw him standing with a woman. The woman was tall and beautiful. She had a kind smile, and she looked elegant in her expensive clothes. Hannah realized it was Michael's wife, Laura. Seeing them together made Hannah feel small and uncomfortable. Laura was everything Hannah wasn't: beautiful, confident, and perfect. They were laughing and talking, clearly happy to be together. Hannah felt like an outsider, as if she didn't belong in their perfect world. Hannah quickly looked away and walked to another aisle. Her heart was heavy with sadness. She didn't know what to think. Why did Michael spend time with her if he had such a beautiful wife? The whole time her mind was racing. I can't be the other woman, she thought. I can't be the reason for their problems. But why did Michael seem to like her so much? Hannah finished her shopping quickly and left the supermarket. She was confused and hurt. She didn't want to be in a relationship that caused pain for others. As she walked home, her thoughts were full of questions, but no answers. Hannah felt very confused and sad after seeing Michael with his wife. She didn't know what to do or how to feel. Her heart was full of questions, and she couldn't find answers. One evening, after work, Hannah decided to talk to her best friend, Sarah. Sarah had always been there for her, and Hannah knew she could trust her. They met at a small cafe. Hannah sat down, feeling a bit nervous. She needed someone to help her see things clearly. "Hannah, what's going on?" Sarah asked, noticing the worry on her face. Hannah took a deep breath. "Sarah, I don't know what to do. Michael is married. I saw him with his wife, Laura. They look so happy together. But Michael spends time with me. and I don't understand why. Why does he want to be with me when he has her?" Sarah listened carefully and then said something that made Hannah stop thinking for a moment. "Hannah," Sarah began, "you deserve someone who is fully with you. You deserve someone who chooses you and is ready to be with you, not someone who is already married. Don't settle for being part of a complicated situation. Think about your own happiness." Hannah's heart felt lighter after hearing Sarah's words. She had been so focused on Michael and their moments together that she forgot to think about what was best for her. She needed to choose her own happiness, not just follow what Michael wanted. "Thank you, Sarah," Hannah said quietly, a small smile appearing on her face. "I needed to hear that." Sarah smiled back. "You're welcome, Hannah. You deserve the best. Don't forget that." Hannah sat back in her chair, her mind finally starting to clear. She knew she had a hard choice ahead of her, but at least now she knew what she needed to do. It was time to think about herself and her future. Hannah had spent many days thinking about everything. She felt confused, but now she knew she had to make a choice. Her heart was heavy, and she knew it was time to talk to Michael. One afternoon, they met at a park. The sky was clear, and the air was cool. Michael smiled at her as usual, but Hannah felt nervous. She had to say something important, something that could change everything. "Michael," she began, her voice shaking, "I've been thinking a lot. I like you, but I can't be in this situation anymore." Michael looked at her with surprise. "What do you mean?" he asked. Hannah took a deep breath. "You're married. You have a wife, Laura. I can't be the other woman. I can't keep seeing you while you are still with her." Michael's face became sad. "I understand," he said quietly, "but I don't know what to do. I feel so confused, too." Hannah nodded. "You need to figure out what you want with Laura. If you're unhappy with her, you should talk to her. But I can't be in the middle of it. I deserve someone who can be fully with me, not someone who is already married." Michael stood there, looking down at the ground. He didn't say anything for a moment. Then he looked up at her, his eyes full of sadness. "I understand, Hannah," he said softly. "I care about you, but I know this isn't right." Hannah's heart ached, but she knew she was doing the right thing. "I hope you figure things out, Michael," she said, "but I can't be a part of this anymore." Michael nodded, his eyes still sad but understanding. "I'll think about everything, Hannah. I just want you to be happy." They stood there for a while, saying nothing. Finally, they said goodbye. As Hannah walked away, her heart was heavy, but she also felt a sense of peace. She had made the right decision, even though it hurt. Sometimes, making the right choice isn't easy, but it's the only way to find real happiness. Hannah walked away from the park, her heart heavy, but her mind clear. She had made a difficult decision. She felt sad, but also strong. It wasn't easy to walk away from someone she cared about, but she knew it was the right thing to do for herself. As she walked, she thought about everything that had happened. She had always tried to be kind and helpful to others, but now, for the first time, she was putting herself first. She needed to respect herself, and that meant not being part of something that wasn't right for her. The air felt cool as the evening sky turned darker. Hannah felt like a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. It wasn't the end she had hoped for, but it was the beginning of something new. She had made the choice to be true to herself, and that gave her strength. Sometimes in life, we have to make hard choices. It's not always easy, but it's important to do what's best for us. Hannah had learned that. She had learned that true happiness starts with respecting yourself and making decisions that are right for you. As she walked home, she smiled. The future was uncertain, but for the first time in a long time, she felt ready for whatever it might bring. She had learned the power of making the right choices for her own happiness, and that gave her a new sense of freedom.